Okay, there we go.
That's
What's good,
it.
people?
Yeah.
Yeah, we live right now. So my bad for the the suddenness, but anyway, everybody, what's good? This is BIGCED, industry cosign. My friends are better than yours. I have well, two guys here that I've known for about 3 weeks now, and you know, great men. I've seen them grow, follow their career because even if I didn't know them, I was always a fan of the music. And Smif-N-Wessun is here, and welcome, guys. I usually do an intro, but you know what? I'm not gonna do an intro because if they don't know who you are, they'll just find out during the conversation because y'all have been around for about 60 years, so there's no excuse for
And
I
any.
still
like,
counting and still
yeah,
counting.
yeah. Now, well, we the real black sheeps.
Definitely.
We low key. So if introduction needed, I'll be the General Steele, one half of Smith and
This is
Wesson.
your boy Smokey Live Tech. You already.
Actually, you know what?
And I like how you introduced us. You said these young men. You could have kept going with that. That was fine. That was good.
The slip of the tongue.
Yeah. So
But you know what? I'm gonna say this is funny because I thought about this about an hour ago. I said to myself, now I've known y'all literally since we all started in this industry, and um I don't know if I've ever asked this before. I even knew this, but who is Smith and who is Wesson?
Oh my god.
you know what?
Yeah.
Is that a thing or because like I said, it could
Once
just
and
be the
for
name of
all,
the
this is to clear all that up, man. Once and for all, Tech and Steele and Smif-N-Wessun. That's it.
because it's funny because I
That's
said
it.
to myself, I was like, I've never heard on song or in person anybody referring to themselves as Smith or Wesson. Now I understand what it's for because of course we're around the same age. But like I said, I was thinking about it earlier. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait, I've never heard somebody say I'm Smith and I'm Wesson and blah
He's
blah blah.
Wesson
And I'm
and I'm
like,
Smith. Haha.
yeah, so
Boom.
it's the second Steele. So it's like, is that a thing? Like, or is it me? I'm like, am I the dumb one? Like,
Nah.
everybody else should have known. So
Did you get see what I'm saying? We just had this conversation about just talk straight to me, man. Like
y-
what
y-
is it? Tech
yeah,
answered perfect. Tech answered perfect. That's it, really. In a nutshell. Like if we had to make an answer, it would probably just to be to appease those who, to get their thirst quenched. Like, all right, he's in it.
It's however they want it, however y'all want it.
yeah. No,
But
but
if it makes you feel comfortable, his last name is Williams. Like, so it's like Wesson. He's like a Wesson and not.
Right.
And yeah,
and Steele is S, so that's where the Smith
yeah,
comes in.
yeah,
See,
yeah. There you go. Boom. Still a Swift. Swift like the Smith is Swift.
Okay,
Swift
so
interchangeable.
we had a conversation before, but because of technical difficulties, it was never aired. So and for some of the people who are coming in for the first time and seeing this, um, the purpose of the series is my friends are better than yours because I know a lot of people. I've been in the music industry for about 2 weeks, and I've met a lot of people along the
You
way.
have been around, man. Aye, aye, aye.
So what I wanted to do was separate myself from everybody else and say, okay, like literally, I can meet no one else for the rest of my life and still know many people. And I know a lot of people that do things. And so when I started this, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to go through. I'm like, okay, who can I talk to? So the people that I do bring on here, are people that I respect as people, and I respect what they do, and for and usually for how long that they've been doing it because I'm a little bit older, so I'm gonna know people a little bit longer. And as I stated, for people that don't know or may not know the history of Smif-N-Wessun, if I'm correct, it's been 30 years since the debut album. I was about to say Still Shining. Dah Shinin.
Facts.
So
Yep.
congratulations on that
Big
because
facts.
y'all came
thank
out. I
you.
was I was still a baby, so I didn't come up until when y'all until your like your fifth year or something. But and I know that y'all have been performing a lot, and y'all just came up. I think wait, are y'all off tour? The Still Shining.
We're off tour right
Okay,
now for the
so
moment. We about
and
to
I know that
gear up.
I know that you had the tour Still Shining, which celebrated the 30 years of The Shining, and 2 weeks ago, if I'm correct, February 21st, you just released your latest project, Infinity.
You're on point. You batting 100,000,
Infinity.
baby.
You know,
Yep.
Knocking them out the park.
and I realized that I'm flowing better than the last time because
Yes, you are.
before the album
You
dropped,
put that Hennessy down.
But so being that this is the 30th anniversary of The Shining, how do the two of you approach recording, touring, just anything that has to do with the industry in a way from, of course, it's different from 30 years ago. It's probably different from 3 years ago. But how do you keep the energy and the motivation to want to continue doing this? Because we have a lot of peers that we haven't seen in years and may never see again. And, but y'all are still doing it. Like, what motivates y'all to continue doing what you're doing?
First, okay, good question. Set that off with, let's say, Ramadan Mubarak, and it's all praises to the Most High. You gotta train yourself, your body, mentally, spiritually, physically, and I think besides that being the biggest thing you have to do, I think you still have to love what it is that you do. You have to have a love for it, tough skin, be able to tolerate certain things that you can't change, and just know how to maneuver and navigate through the things that you can change. And shit, right now, rehearsals, a lot of practice comes into it, and just we learning trial and error day to day.
I had a conversation. My sister, actually, Buckshot's sister, which is our sister, asked me. She said, "Y'all was in love on this album when y'all made this album? I really like this album." You know, whispering. I'm
You
like,
talking
"Yo,
about
get
the
out."
new album, Infinity?
Yeah, Infinity. I'm like, "Yo, get out of my face, man." But I thought about it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, "Yo, that's what keeps us going through the fire." It's not the fact that we chasing a bag or we looking for this big trophy or this big plaque on the wall. Like, we really still love this thing, man. Like, we came from the regular streets of Bed-Stuy, the regular streets of Brownsville, and never thought about or dreamed about. We was not, as we was friends. We wasn't like, "Yo, we gonna be these dope rappers, yo." We wasn't like in the crib emulating nothing. It just got us to a point where we just kept going and going and going. So when we look back with the guidance of the Most High, right? And it has to be our love that we have for it, because it wasn't the money. You know what I mean? We ain't get our bag yet. And then we got like people who really push us, man. Like people in the streets, people in the communities, people who like to see us do good. You got haters and all of that too. But we got genuine team people that you probably never see that be holding us down, or should I say holding us up. And they give us the drive to do things, man. And then when you take that assessment and you go, "Yo, we went to Paris, like bad times off of hip hop." We went to South America off of hip hop. Yo, we get to hang out with cats that we saw on Video Music Box. Like, we just was at a Uncle Ralph McDaniel's. We was performing for his birthday. Like, we was watching him on television. Like, that's big, man. That's something to be grateful for. Like, for real, for real. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Be a part of that.
I was at that Smif-N-Wessun concert because y'all did about 70 songs. And I definitely appreciated it. And it's funny because I was standing, me and DJ Wiz were standing together, and with, like, everyone else was doing, like, there were other artists that we were like, "Okay, get off the stage." I'm not even gonna name names. But there were artists that were like, "Okay, you did your 2 songs that we know. Get off the stage."
Yeah, that was no more locked doors.
But me and Wiz were standing there, and like, we're bobbing our heads like that, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, they're still on stage." And like I said, we were enjoying it, and we was like, and the thing is, I guess the expectation was, since that the others did like maybe 10, 15 minutes or whatever, y'all was still up there, and I was like, but I'm feeling it, and I'm like, continue. So I want to, and like I say to y'all, because like I said, I've known y'all for so many years. I definitely appreciate what y'all have done and what y'all brought to the game, but just seeing, like I always love going to shows like this, because no matter how many times I may have seen you over the past 30 years, I always get back into the mindset of who I was when y'all first came out,
Indeed.
you know, with The Shining or with Nocturnal, like whatever it is that y'all are doing. And it's like getting into that mindset, not with the movements because I'm a little bit older, so I can't move the way I used to.
Of course.
But like reminiscing on like what we were doing at that time, how life was,
right.
even though New York was a little bit dirtier and a little unsafer, we still had a good time.
Grimy 90s.
Yeah,
Yo, but you got to think, Sad. We was like, it was dangerous and fun,
yeah,
right? And we was not afraid to try that stuff, but we wasn't foolish. We wasn't crash outs.
no,
We had knowledge. We was trying to see what was going on over here. We was traveling over here. Some people was not going that far, but us Brooklynites, we was going all over. We was everywhere. I remember going to Shaolin with Tech. They had some Wu-Tang party over there, and I promise you, I was like, yo, I don't really like the party. Like my whole job profession is an oxymoron, but we was over there. I was like, yo, this is madness, man. This is what y'all be doing over here. Yo, it was great. And it was early too. It was Bloods over there. I was like, I didn't even know Staten Island had Bloods over there yet. I'm like, yo, it was dangerous, man. But we had to do what we had to do because we was about to do that song with Ray. So we was like, yo, we wanted to, come to show some real support.
So that brings the question to mind because this is what I like talking to people like I actually know because like I can have an idea of what I want to say, but then you say something and it's like, okay, we're gonna talk about this. Now, being that y'all have been like y'all have toured so many places, you have been to many places, like when you go into some of these places that you don't know about, and you know how Brooklyn is, you know how the Bronx is, but to go to another city where you may have an idea of what it is, but it might be a little unsafe. And I'm going to say unsafe just because I can't think of anything else to say. But how is it that, like, even back then, like going into these places, knowing you have to perform, but not realizing that something could happen? Not saying that you're anticipating it, but like, because us as New Yorkers, we're always on the defense. We're always like thinking about like who's behind us, that type of thing. Over the years,
Head
like
on a swivel, have it on a swivel.
exactly, but like, do y'all still have that? I'm not gonna say nervousness, but do you still have that? I gotta watch my back at all times.
No, you think as a man, like you said, you want to make sure your awareness is there at all times and you're safe at all times, protect yourself at all times. But that we didn't back then and we don't now. We don't carry that type of energy where you're looking for some. It's dangerous in places, but the people you come in there out of love, they bringing you out of love because they want to see you, not because they want to harm you or do something to you. And you're going where, all right, even if you're not traveling with security, your homeboys or your entourage, y'all are there to protect each other. Not just one person is there to protect me or him. Then we're there to protect each other. We got a job to do, and that's the mission. We go in there with that thought process. Like, yeah, we know shit can jump off at any given moment, but I mean, shit dropped in my house. We there with each other. We know how to use our hands. We know, how to avoid shit. And being growner men, mature men, everything don't cause for certain reactions like that. Now you learn what you're talking about. Oh, there's a miscommunication in here. Or you should have said that or shouldn't have said it that way or that way. But yeah, we don't go on no negative energy. We come to vibe higher and rock out, have a great time, collect what's ours, and we up out of there. We even stand around, we kick it with the fans, sign autographs. It's beautiful when you be at shows and you see different generations, like from the father to the uncle and the youngest son, all vibing to the music, all learning, saying the words to your songs that that you put down 30 years ago. And that's how we say we keep the torch being passed down for another 50 years to go.
Okay. Oh, DWI says salute from the Bronx.
Salute, bro.
Now, before, because like I said, we can go on all different directions, but I want to specifically talk about the album because, like I said, it was just released. So like let the people know about the album, like who's on it, the production. Of course, I know all these things, but I think it's better to come from y'all because y'all were actually there when it was made. So let's talk about the album Infinity.
Infinity is produced by Ninth Wonder and the Soul Council. Who is the Soul Council, you ask? That is a council of extraordinary
Crisis,
producers.
E. Jones, soundtracks, Mutua,
Cash.
Cash. Who else am I missing?
Knots
from VA. They
Raw.
like the Avengers over there, man. They're a super team of super dope, talented brothers that we've created real bonds with. That's deeper than hip hop. That's deeper than music.
Mm-hmm.
And they put their foot into it. And Knots is like the Jedi mind over there. He curated and put it together, and we came up with something beautiful, Infinity.
Right. So we have a few features, very minimal features on there.
Mm-hmm.
But two that I would like, two notable features is Sean Price
Rest
and
in peace.
Prodigy. Salute to
Rest
his
in
queen.
peace. Salute.
Salute to his queen. Salute to Bernadette as well. Our intentions in this was to make the best project we could make at the time. With the guidance of the Most High and also the Jedi Ninth Wonder, he was trying to get as close to an updated Dah Shinin as possible. Right? He always we're gonna do a part 2 of the Shinin. When we went down there to do the all, he said that. You know what I mean? It was like, yo, we're not doing that, bro. So it's like,
wow.
But we could talk to each other. We could be transparent and honest. And if something don't, how he say, if it don't bend the corner, don't ask about it. Like, yo, what happened to that song? It ain't bend the corner, fam. You know,
They
so
make
like,
it.
You learn how to deal with the truth of as an artist. Like, you know, sometimes you get attachments, and like we try to display that in this project by showing you our camaraderie and showing you our relationship, and also showing you that we're going on from that onto greater pastures, hopefully greater pastures. But we're still dealing with the struggles of life, and it's just regular. So you won't hear a bunch of preaching old rap guys telling you what the youngins should be doing and all of that.
Nah.
We'll give it a retrospect of how we did it, or how we're doing it, and how we surviving, and these type of things, and just a lot of the things that we used to talk about when we dropped the Shinin, and a lot of things that we talk about with the all, but just get into it
Just
in a more
updated right now.
and more soulful with that you know, that Soul Council backdrop.
That's cool.
Beautiful, man.
Of course, we got our brother Buckshot also.
Yes, absolutely.
Can't forget.
Now, I think this is your 8th studio album, if I'm correct, and y'all have also done like 2 EPs. So my question is, being that how is the mindset? Because I mean, I think we can call y'all professionals now. It's been about 30 years now. How is the mindset going into the recording studio now, as opposed to, like, I mean, does it change from album to album? Is it just a feeling, like, or it could be the same thing? Like, what is the thought process when you are even in the beginning stages of wanting to record an album or just record songs?
No, I think it changes from day to day. It changes. The process of recording an album is pretty much the same process we've been using. It might differ from studio depending on the producers but the mindset definitely changes. You wasn't doing the same thing you was doing 2 years ago. If it wasn't working, you got to learn to readjust and get back in there and find the way it works. So I think the mindset changes, but the process of, let's say, of writing our verses down or painting on a blank canvas, that may take a different swing depending on what the beat is saying, how it's going, or where we at the location at the time. So it all plays into the jumbo pot.
No, I definitely agree with that. Like, the location played a very important role in our mindset. I think if we'd have stayed in New York, we would have made a different album. You know, we went down south, and it was beautiful, and it wasn't like being in the down south. It was still like, for us, we still could go to like Trader Joe's. You know what I'm saying? It was still like city stuff, and we was great. We were going hitting Bojangles up, like we could do regular stuff that we could do out in New York, but it was spacious for us. You know, and we needed that. We needed that new scenery. We needed that setting. We needed that air. and then we just started from a blank canvas. We, initially, of course, we try to have conversations like, what do we want to talk about? Because if you go to the all, and it's just my opinion, from my perspective, it's like the all, we did a lot of rapping on it, a lot of raps, spitting bars and hardcore stuff on there. And then this one is like, to me, it's like more vulnerable. It's like taking the veil off and just having just conversations, And that goes back to the root of where we was with the Shinin and the stuff that we learned from Black Moon, where you hear Buckshot going, we're not rappers, we're conversationalists and all of that type of stuff. It's like anything we could do to not be just put into this box of just we're spitting bars. Now we're speaking as elders, experience, right? And we can talk about something because we're not talking about, the struggle kicked my ass, and I wouldn't tell you. Like, we got stories like
I
that
hate
too.
everything you're doing, them grubby old man.
You know what I mean? But like we showing you how 50 look. It looks great because we've never been a part of something that grew to this age, and we're still a part of it. When we came
right
into
with it, right?
Yeah, every other form of music was already older than us already. I mean everyone, but most of them, the ones that we enjoy, like funk, rock, pop, soul, things of that nature. So this being us and so close to us, seeing the young ones, we grew up together. So we can go to a Smif-N-Wessun show and be like, you see all these gray haired dudes going like, yeah, that was my joint. And then you see the young kid with the wild afro right next to him like this, this is fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that with the flats or something, like we can blend in, right?
Best of both worlds.
Right? Like, think about it. When we started listening to rap, our parents wasn't jacking that.
Not at all.
They ain't grow up off of that, so they like, nah, what is this mad? What is y'all listening to? You messing up my records. You playing that too loud.
What the
with
words
bloop,
they used
blop,
to
bloop.
say? Bloop, blap, cursing, and bloop, blap.
All that cursing. Oh man. No, mama wasn't having none of that in the crib. We had to go outside. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that appreciation brings us back to like doing this project and going, wow, we was outside. Like sometimes we would be in the studio and we step outside and it's like he was like close to a train yard. It's like a movie set. You could get real into your head without being lost and just think about the things that you want to talk about.
Now, you brought up something that I know you'll probably get sick of, but I'm pretty sure you can appreciate. The Shining part 2, like, and like I said, I grew up with y'all, so it's like, I know I would love to hear a continuation of The Shining, but as artists, and the thing is, because just like anybody else, artists grow, and I'm pretty sure y'all get this all the time, where people are anticipating or wanting to hear the same thing, but at the same time, if you were to do the same thing, do you have people that's like, oh, they haven't grown, like, so it's like you're caught in that mindset, like, how do you deal with that? Because, like I said, I know for a fact that people approach y'all all the time, specifically about like things of that nature.
Yeah, it's the double-edged sword. It's
definitely. Because sometimes, even as being the artist, sometimes, like you said, your fan base almost puts you there and keeps you there, stumps you there, don't allow you to grow, because now you might be dealing with the sophomore jinx. You have fears of trying, experimenting with some type of new music or new flows of your words. And like you said, I want to hear that. I want to hear what y'all did 10, 15 years ago, or whatever the case may be. And how homie say, you want to hear that again? Go buy that album again. This is we on to something different now. So
there's videos out there.
Right. This is a different experience that we went through as life growing, maturing, and we want to take you and bring you along on that journey with us. So it's only right that you respect the artist, not only us, I'm saying the artist space that's out there that's putting these bodies of work together, blood, sweat, and tears for you. So you ease up a little bit. You can still hold them in regards, because the pen still got to be sharp, and it still has to be some type of enjoyment and convo there for you, and some substance, was they because saying now. So just allow the artist to reach out a little bit, because it's almost like what's the homie name? 3000 said, "Yo, I want to make a album, but what is there I can talk about?" I mean, of course, each one grows in their own pot and how he moves is, but I'm pretty sure he has some very interesting stories of things or ways of what he's been doing, what he's been up to that the people would want to hear over some classic music, some dope beats.
Yo, that's a great idea. Like I'm like, imagine that though. Like think about doing a Shinin, like specifically going, yo, we're gonna make a project, right? That's gonna be just the same thing, but we rapping about now. Like if we say for the 9-4 shot, it's like for 2026 shot. You know what I mean? And you literally it could be so corny that you'd be like, all right,
Digs your
never
gun too
mind, never,
far.
we don't
Right,
want
right.
that, right?
Your
Because it
brain
becomes a
won't even
spoof.
allow
It
you to
won't.
even continue that. Get
Only thing I
this
can
shit
think
out
of
of
is
here.
because it was one point when you had like not amateur artists, but like novice. I don't know how like to
Up and
say it
coming.
without up and coming artists that were doing tributes to other artists. Like somebody would sing a whole
Covers and
shot.
all
Yeah,
that. Right,
covers. There you go. Like I can't see us trying to emulate those things that we did in the past. But what I will say is everything that we added on from the Shinin, I would say this album Infinity is close to what a Shinin 2 would sound like, because it's all part of the process, it's all part of the journey, you know. And this is like when we say 360 degrees back home, it's like we looking at ourselves then. We might have been speaking about things, we were trying to sound mature on the Shinin. We was talking about trust issues and stress and you know, not all the bravado things, not so much that, but just really just being stand up individuals, blessed, and
Good things.
mature topics, right? Of course, if you could sift through the weed smoke and sift through the Timberland boot talk and all of that, but looking back, I think we're still speaking about a lot of the same topics, but mature, like with a more seasoned perspective. And I think our fans that grew up with us, that's still around, can appreciate that we're not trying to sound like we starting all over again, or that, we 20 again, y'all. We not.
I think this is the closest you're gonna even get to a Shining 2 without, like you said, we're gonna go in there with the thought of making a Shining 2.
Right. We need a rec time.
And I think
we need
just
a
even the process, the way we recorded it, like you said, the location where it was recorded, for me, it took me back to the nostalgic days of recording in D&D studio.
Wow.
So I think even that feeling and hearing that emotions in these records that's up here, like a Shine, a Beautiful Trip, or On My Soul, I think those raw emotions come through strongly in those songs, even joints like Church. So Infinity let you know, look, we've been here, we still rocking.
Yeah, we would hear like a beat, and like when we first got down there, we had a few tracks to listen to, and we recorded probably like 3 songs, and just to get the party started, and none of them songs made the cut. You know, I couldn't tell you what the name of them was, and none of that. So it's like, it's not without trial and error. It's not like we went in there, it was like, yo, we know what we want to talk about. This is what. Well, as we started accumulating songs, we did say, all right, what are we missing? You know, what are the staples that every album needs? Like now let's get technical now. Like, do we have an anthem? Do we need an anthem? I mean, do we kind of do we have a message song here? Do we have a one for the ladies? Do we have these things? And I mean, this conversation could go any kind of way, but I think we was comfortable with all the input. And again, like Knife, he was building with the twins. He was building with Ian Walt, getting input from these guys, and the vibe was just very organic. So it was more of a feeling, like in the beginning, like with the Shinin. It's more a
Definitely
lot
a
of
vibe.
a
It's a
feeling,
vibe,
a
yeah.
vibe. So it's like we took it there. Whatever the music told us to do, we was like, this sound like we in church right here. This sound like forever. This sound like KRS-One is in the room by itself forever. Like this what this sound like, bro. Like it sound like we gonna tell him like why we here. Why, and we just if it sounded good and Knife he'll sit in there, he'll start pressing buttons off top so we know we have one. Move on. Like yo, let's go. Load up the next beat.
And it came out magical.
You know what I mean? Came out magical. So we took all the lessons we learned from D&D studio recording our own album. All the lessons we learned from Black Moon, Buck, and Ian Walt, from running in Calliope, recording in the basement with Mr. Walt, out with Tupac in the out there with Tupac. Tupac was just throwing beat after beat after beat after beat. So it's like, as long as I can rap and I can stay fresh, let's go. I don't even want to leave the studio until I'm just like dope fiend nodding out. Like, you know what I mean? Like I ain't come down here to stay in no hotel. So the process is just to iron out, bang, 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 man. And I think we worked and
we accomplished that, definitely.
We were speeding. We wanted to come out. As soon as we finished, we was like, "Yo, Tupac, Illuminati, let's go." Drew Howard was up. Let's get everything. Like things take time, bro, and I'm grateful for the time that it took for this thing to materialize. That's where we start getting the features. Salute the Conway, salute the Ralph Tresvant, salute the Spiral March, of course. I think he might have been the last feature that we got too. Sitting there listening to the track, I'm like, yo,
Sweater,
Grammy Award, Yant Strickland. So we was blessed to have different people. Some of these people you've never heard before because, like, you probably used to Boot Camp, which we cover with Buck and Sean P. But we wanted to give you something that you remember, and that was something of growth. And that you decide. You tell us it's trash if it is, But if you could feel it, then ride with us for a little bit.
I want to go a little to the left, because being
at the left,
being that the two of you are at the age that you're at.
There you go.
Now you better respect this and be grateful for it every day, all day. People are not even reaching this age, let alone in rap, in life. People are not even reaching these. You're dying from a heart attack at the age of 30, 35. So you have to be grateful and cherish this, man, and keep moving.
True that.
Great segue, because I know you all were involved with the Black Men's Health Expo recently.
Yes.
Oh man, Marlon.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like I said, we're at an age where, like, literally, when we were in our teens, we thought like 50 was old.
That's a fact.
But now that we're there, it's like we're still young.
That's
like and of course, the one thing that I don't like about the hip hop community is that nobody takes health serious until like an Irv Gotti passes away, or until a Fat Man Scoop passes away, and it's like, no, we have to do that on a regular basis, because you know what, it may not be an artist that's passing away, but we have family, friends, neighbors, people that are passing away that shouldn't be passing away at, we're still young. Mm-hmm. We are still young. Like, how do you feel about, like, that topic when it comes to, like, when we were in our 20s and 30s, of course it was anything goes. But now it's like, we got to watch what we do, because I know I put on about, 4 pounds over the years. And
he said 4.
I probably put on 4 pounds.
I think if I understand the question, like where you go before cutting your thoughts, your wisdom.
Yeah.
I think now it's almost like you learn this day to day. Like I had to learn to be a parent. I didn't know what parenting was, like, before I had my son. I grew into that role of fatherhood, of being a father and learning what to do or how to approach him to create a bond with him, and knowing just certain aspects of what he likes and things to do as a father, but also trying to be a friend. So when you get to these other ages, or any age, like you said, we used to think 50 was old, and But now that you reach that, you're like, okay, so I know for me now, I don't like being out at 5 a.m. no more. So that's over. Now I got something to look forward to the next day, that I have to wake up and be at the Breakfast Club or be at an interview at 8:30 or 10. So I'm not drinking down in 2 bottles of Hennessy and a bottle of tequila no more, smoking 10 blunts anymore. Now it's more about trying to be in physical peak where it is. You want to look good because you want to feel good. You want to feel good, so you look good. I think it still comes with just learning where your ramifications are. And it's one poker player that summed it up for me the best. He said about his game, the game is like you don't damn, let me get it right. Say you don't get old, play the game. You get old because you don't play the game to get old. You get old because you stop playing the game. So you was only as old as you feel in your mind and what you're doing in your body and moving around. And we know we ain't 16 no more. So it's certain things that you should be and you should not be doing.
Yeah. Now I think also we got to keep in mind that we didn't have like a model for that. Like we didn't have a model. Like when you go into a job force, they have that already set up. Like hip hop started from the streets. It started from the curbside. And these kids that's going from disparity of having nothing, and the hustlers that's going, yo, I can get money from doing this. It has become an easy way out. And in some forms, we've become complacent with just having fun and getting money. So nobody has really made these issues. I mean, I won't say nobody, because it has been a few organizations that have been addressing these things.
Yeah.
And recent too. So it's like we're taking a little bit more serious, hands-on approach with things as I see out as I look now. But definitely, it's been a serious issue. Like also with mental health as well.
Yeah, that's another thing, because mental health is definitely real, and I think that
Mental health is very real.
yeah, and I think that we came up at a time, especially at at black boys and then black men, that like that was still taboo, where nowadays at least the conversation is going on,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
which is a good thing, even though some of us still deny, and I think that we didn't think that mental health issues were the little things that become big things.
Our we started with
Right.
using the R word, right? And then when that was like, we started using special, like special needs,
Right. Or
and
on the
like
spectrum. We
right from
wasn't those
spectrum, and that
words,
came
mental health wasn't even around.
right. But there were people who we knew were different, right? And then there was others that we might have had ones in our family that we knew didn't have it, or we ain't know they was bipolar, we ain't know
Yeah,
they was
exactly.
schizo. One of my ex-girlfriends, her mother was schizophrenic, and I didn't know what that was, and later on she committed suicide, and I'm like, all right, at that point I'm like, okay, what is this? And this is like teenagers, like we wasn't this I guess you could say this was older people problems, right? So our concerns, then we get into rap, then we just get swept away in this wave of like parties and like almost not even opulence, but just like seeing things that we never thought we would get close to,
Yeah.
and being around this electrifying moment. Sometimes not even benefiting from it, just being there. Like I can remember so many embarrassing moments of being like unhealthy, like while doing push-ups. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing all the push-ups in the world, but I'm drinking, man. I am the one that's drinking 2 bottles of Hennessy. You know what I'm saying? Like I can do that because I ain't really got to get up. And then I'm thinking like all the times that I made my partners late because I was drunk, waking up in the hotel room and like that. If I can erase those infractions, like it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, that's what I think about when I think about being young. Like all of the shit that I did because I didn't really have a reason to care that much. You know what I'm saying? So
all
I
the
didn't have
all
a
the dumb young
responsibility.
shit.
Yeah, I don't miss it. You know what I mean? I still could do certain things like True say I don't want to be in the club at 5, but I ain't want to be in the club at 5 then. So it's like for me, I'm straight with that part. But then I'm at a different party. Like we went to a Busta Rhymes party and I seen different people. We mingle, we do what we do. We was together. That felt right. You know, I had bud and the right things we need, and then we left. It was cordial. It was, you know, all that hanging out, seeing people. Certain people we want to go to the after party, look at the same people. Sometimes I'm like, nope, we're not doing that. We out. Let's keep it classy. I always admired the person who could go to like 3 parties. You know what I'm saying? Like, word, we just came from La La La, and we about to go to La La. Word, that's dope.
3 parties in the same night.
Same night, just bounce. Like this is the life that we live in, and that's where that excitement is. But you can still get some rest. You know what I mean? I heard Marshall Mathers work from 9 to 5. I want to make that kind of money where I could just be like 5 o'clock. Do not call me, fam.
Yeah.
Rap nothing, fam. Word.
I mean, when we were in our 20s, it wasn't a thing. We wasn't thinking. We were just doing. So
just
3
going.
parties, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Now
there was a lot of that. There was a lot of that. Not thinking, just doing.
3 parties in a month. I'm doing well.
Yeah, you get it. You get it all in there. Just catch up. Like I feel you.
Like I'm good. I'm good for the month. I got one day. Like, I was at Ralph McDaniel's birthday party last week. I got one in, so I got 2 more to go to. I missed the Buster, and it's like, you know.
I could have sworn I saw you in there too.
That was in February. We're in March now, so you guys start all over again.
I start over, yeah. You're right. That's not fair.
Snatch the rug right up from under you, Pop.
Word.
Oh, you thought you wasn't gonna see me?
Right.
I don't like people playing on my phone.
I don't like complimenting y'all or giving y'all your props because I really don't like y'all. But
that keep us on our toes, man. We ain't with all of that. That's the soggy stuff.
From my understanding, you're represented with a proclamation.
Yeah.
New York State Senator Jessica Ramos.
Yes.
Jessica Ramos.
Jessica.
How much did y'all pay her?
There you go. That's a crime, young man. I am utterly appalled. Let me do my TI. Sir, I am utterly appalled at the insignificant. That was.
What was I mean?
We the people's champ, man. We the people's champ, and like you said, we've been advocates for going back into the community, talking to the youth, going to the crosswords, talking to those that's about to face real time, and just try to give them words of wisdom and inspiration and hope. Like we don't go and preach it like you're doing wrong, you get the we speak the language that the vernacular that they understand. And with our brothers, the Brooklyn Combine, Moy Choi, KDs, these are people that's in our corner, our support team that help us recognize and that was on the same road that we was coming up as young, so they know to give back is something that's important and should be acknowledged. So that's what what's happening, man. Eli, can't forget about Eli.
We've been pounding the pavement since we came out, man, and as we go on, we realize the importance even more. Like we was out there during COVID, bringing food to families, and everywhere we can get in, where we can fit in as far as that goes, and particularly in our community of Brooklyn and neighboring communities as well, man. We be there. We just don't post it like, hey, now we're feeding the community, and we
broadcast it, right.
We be in the mix so much that, and then when we go to the crossroads, which is a juvenile prison, there's no phone, you ain't Instagram, you ain't taking no selfies,
you ain't posting this, right?
That's where we at. You just got to do the work, and like it's good to be recognized for that, and just more specifically, we are rappers, man. We're not politicians. Like us surviving in rap for 30 years should be awarded, period, point blank. Like just the fact that we've danced with some of the most amazing individuals on this stage. And then we get to the part where we can be held respectfully right next to some of these people, you know, on songs and photographs, and just be honored with these people, because hip hop should be honoring people like us and like you as well, so we can realize that it's only old because we made it last long. So that's a good thing. So now that it's getting old, we can see that it, because initially we thought it was just one thing. We just having fun with it. But now we like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me we can make like $1 trillion over this? Like with a T? What about a gazillion? Like, let's see. Because look at the YNs right now. They taking it there. They taking it there with the business acumen. And it's like, okay, we chop down the trees. Now they building up the condos and the co-ops, you know?
Yeah.
So let's see what happened. And I'm sure in due time we will be having some programs where health will be incorporated into these deals, and people won't even have to make deals, because there would be some organizations that are already doing that independent.
Yeah, and I know it's I was about to ask you about the Brooklyn Combine, and you know, of course, Tech took that away from me, so I'm mad right now. But I have noticed that you have people like Chip Fu, who has an educational program. Shi Ali is doing something. It's like, you know, so many people are doing so many different things, and it's definitely impressive. My question to the two of you is, and I know, I'm pretty sure I know what the answer is, but I just want to have a little bit of fun. But could we see either one of you going into politics, anything of that sort?
Politics,
for me personally, nah,
You know what?
not
You
ever.
know,
Nah.
let me rephrase that. I don't mean as far as
I would
running for office.
Yes, totally.
I meant as far as participating.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, we
I would,
participate behind the scenes now. Yeah, that's not my cup of tea.
I would do something like that, because I know there's different roles.
Okay.
Like, it's not just the roles that we see of these guys in these suits, and these men and women in these suits just talking heads. It's different roles. Like, I know that there are different council men and women that really you can get to, and this is how certain things get done. It's cool to have relationships with some of these people. I want to know some of these people, as some of my friends that I grew up in school of age, that they're running for offices, and I'm like, wow, that would be cool. You know, now we playing with power. So I would never. I know it comes with a lot of responsibility, but like, what doesn't? You know, like it's definitely split hairs too, because it's a freaky game out there. We already got our own type of hood politics. So when you step across that realm, you know, you gotta be prepared. You gotta be squared and ready to go.
That's a good thing.
But I would do it, man.
No, and I know, because I mean, of course we have Shine, who's you know, doing the politics.
Right.
Do it all.
Do it all. Exactly.
Yeah, right. He's a great model. He's a great model. Right in his home, and where he grew up at, it's a great model, man. And you know, he's right next to the mayor, Ras Baracus. It's like, yo, man, that's generational wealth right there. Let's take care of the community for real, for real. They can't stop all of the madness, but they can be involved, and people know them. They speak the language, like Smokey was saying. It's like, okay, 9 times out of 10, when we relate with politics, it's some white man in a suit that don't recognize nothing about us. We see Ronald Reagan come to the Bronx. He's like, yo, get me up out of here. Like, what is this place? Where we at? Beirut? Like, this is the Bronx, baby. Crack. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what happened when you did that red carpet thing. You was over there doing over there, but flipping them bricks. So we survived all of that, you know.
I think it really is important, because hip hop has always gotten a bad rap.
Of course.
Early in the days, you know, for good reason, but I can really see more rappers actually involved, to where, because the thing involved doesn't mean you're running for office. You know, but I also feel that it is important because we've always had a voice. Why not use it in a way where it can be uplifting and community building? Because I don't think that and I try to, whenever I do speak to people, I try to bring that to the forefront, because a lot of people don't see that hip hop is involved in the community. And I'm not just talking about parties. No, I'm talking about Like, yes, and I think that it is very important. And Hakeem Green with his 24 hours apiece.
Yes,
Like
salute
there's
to
so many
Hakeem,
people that I feel like we need to focus more on that, because if a rapper kills somebody or gets in a fight, it's all over the news. But if a rapper
Right.
helps somebody get elected or helps a food program and things of that nature, we don't hear about it.
not so
So
much.
I
Really,
definitely
right.
I definitely give you all props for being involved with what y'all being involved in, because like I said, we do need more of that. And I'm going to do what I can to make sure that people know that there are people out there like you who not only just, spit lyrics and
Yeah,
are involved in the culture, but involved in the community as well. Because I think once you get to a certain level, if you've been in hip hop a particular amount of time, you should contribute to the community just because.
absolutely,
you
absolutely.
know,
Mm-hmm.
We
and
Mm-hmm.
you could choose the way you can commit or whatever, because I think people view things differently, because I know a lot of artists who do contribute that no one knows about, but because like they're doing it from the heart. Heavy D was a
Right.
great and I know a lot of stuff that Heavy D did because knowing him as well, but knowing that he was doing things that wasn't advertised, people not knowing about
Mm-hmm.
it. And like I said, names are just coming to my mind where I know I'm just rambling at this point, but it's also important that we do speak
very
about that type of thing, because if we talk about gun clapping or like that, that's
yeah.
another conversation that can go on longer than
No,
helping.
Right. Right.
I
You big up the negative more than the positive.
what
Exactly.
a lot of what a I miss doing the free shows in our neighborhood. Like we for about 7-8 years. Like I grew up in Cephalo projects, and we have Cephalo Day. All the neighborhoods have their days or whatever. Cephalo Day, Brownsville Day, and for like 7-8 years, we was able to put on free concerts for the people in those projects and neighboring projects. And we was able to have people like Dead Prez come down when they first came out. They came and blessed the stage. Um, uh, Craig G came through. A couple of other artists had came through. And for people that had never leave Cephalo and never leave the hood, that was amazing,
That's like the garden right there. You go
right?
into Barclays.
We politicking with the borough president, but I think, like, honestly, for me, I wasn't really taking the politic part of it that seriously. It was more so just giving back to the hood and seeing these people that have never leave a block get a free T-shirt, get a CD, a cassette, anything they could get free and take it from this experience. They was enjoying to have. So we was able to do that out of our pockets and donations for like 8 years, and then we started doing the thing in Betsy Head Park, which is a Parks Department situation. It's free to the public, but
That's
those
the
things.
thing. They
Don't
they cut a lot of those programs
exactly
from the
see
inner
that part. That's the part
right
right there.
from
And
the
no,
inner communities. A lot of those programs has been cut,
and and
and
and,
they cut
and
them without you even knowing
they
until
they
you
like
looking
pull
forward to the next year of it.
right. Like, what you
Right.
mean it ain't happening? But the thing is too, like, that's where our strength in politics comes. That's because, like you said, we are. A politician is known and respected by the people. They got to do all this running and campaigning. We campaign already. The people know us, so
Yeah.
that's why a lot of these politicians want to get these artists to like co-sign for them. This is artists want to get co-sign on them. But if you think down the list, like Ronald Reagan was the president of the United States. He was an actor at first. So was
Shit. So is the president
Schwarzenegger.
right now.
So
The
was the
curse
president right now.
has
So you know what I'm saying? It's like you got one guy that was, these guys are actors and things. So it's like it might get work. I wouldn't put it
But,
past, but we got to get past the
but
fear and the taboo of it.
Yeah,
You know,
that's a good one.
I
Oh,
could
I
be
know
the
you have,
comptroller.
huh?
I could be the comptroller.
I mean, hey,
New York City. You know
that's
what
a
I
good
mean?
position to have.
You never see me, but I'm controlling that bread.
As I'm saying. Now I know, like I said, I'm gonna always like focus on your age. No, let me stop. I know,
I got nail it in, man. One more nail, man.
no, I'm gonna be honest. When the younger guys teach you about my age, I'm like, listen, I'm proud to be as old as I am, because a lot of people don't make it this far, and I'm happy that I'm
absolutely.
here, and
You
I plan to
heard?
live another 50 something years,
You heard?
in good health as well. But
See?
Absolutely.
I know y'all are gonna be on Rock the
Rock the
Bells.
Bells
Ooh,
cruise.
oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna show my
yeah.
old legs and
Looking
everything.
forward to that.
Yeah, I gotta buy tickets.
This is
until
gonna
I
be
can
our first
perform
time.
next
I heard it was sold out, so you better hurry up.
Uh,
You're gonna have.
I'm your manager. Y'all gotta have somebody
There
to
you
take
go.
care of everything. So that's
There
fine.
you go.
No,
That's how we rock it.
You got to say that with a straight face. They ain't gonna
I know, right?
believe you. No one's gonna fall for manager.
You got to walk in like you own the place, like you belong there. Let
But you
them
know what's
know with
funny?
your chest.
It's so funny because it's happened to me many times where so many people know who I am. Where when I do walk up, they're like, "Oh, yo, he's come through."
You
I'm not
walk
saying
Uh-huh.
right
nothing
in.
more
They
than
think you got
this.
a ticket already. They put a thing on your
Face
wrist,
card never
everything, right?
denied. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Respect due.
Yeah.
It's all
But yeah,
good.
because like I mean, and I know like that's a beautiful thing, because I remember when LL first started it, and then hearing the lineup, like, how does it feel to be amongst like the type of like hip hop history that you're gonna be around because of the cruise?
Goosebumps,
Man, that's
man.
dope. It's
Crazy.
it's great because when you get into the business, this music business, hip hop business, I think before you focusing on all of the money that's out there to be made, you're looking to be accepted by your peers, and you want to just hear how dope they think how dope you are, and
Yeah,
because you already hear what they
Validation.
said. So by the time you busting your joint, you want to hear, oh, Sunpen is dangerous too, or he's doing this and doing this. So when you allowed to even perform in certain buildings and certain stages with these artists, it's like you become a fan again, students of the game. So you want to watch this one show, you want to see, he ain't doing this. Okay, I know what now I can work on with my craft and make it even better. So it's a dope feeling to be amongst certain. I don't want to say rappers. I just want to throw out of a different way to the company there. It's dope to be in that same company and be able to grace the stage, because this is going to be for people that we never even seen before. It's not just coming from the United States. They're coming from all over. They're not just coming from Brooklyn. So this is going to be something very different for us.
It's
I
dope.
think
It's dope that LL use is LL. When you say rock the bells and LL, it's really LL. Like,
yeah.
it ain't somebody else that's somebody else using that. It's it's definitely inspired from him. So,
I've never been on a cruise, so I don't like I think the reason why I never want to go on a cruise is because I can't if I don't like it.
You
Which
can't
is
get
probably why
off of it.
it's no
I,
backseas.
I never been on a cruise either, so this is going to be my first. But they got pills and everything for that, right? Motion
yeah,
sickness and all
right.
that. But
Yeah,
from what I've been told lately, I mean, there's some of the amenities that's up there is incredible. Some of the things that's better
yeah,
than that's
yeah,
on the land. Like, so
yeah.
it's going to be something for the books. It's like a bucket list for me.
At least it ain't. We ain't in no like blimp or like a little air balloon, hot air. My homie tried to get me to go up in a hot air balloon. I'm like, you know what? I think that one might have passed, bro.
I think I'll do a hot air balloon. But then again, it's like, just what if something happened to the ship? All I'm thinking about is fucking sharks.
Don't
Right
even
there. I'm
matter.
not
It's a
even.
wrap. Let's say this. If
Yeah.
anything happened bad, it's a wrap. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
If it happens, we gotta already be docked on land and just let them handle the problem or some shit after that.
uh, I'm
Then,
like, yo,
Well, nah,
everything.
we protected, man, by the Most High.
There you
Ain't
go.
none of
There you
that.
go. Now,
that's
now
what you said.
we have been once we leave the block, it's dangerous, man, and we leave in danger. So it's like, what's more
Mm-hmm.
dangerous, staying or leaving? You know. So
Yep.
for us, we get to live, and we get to live in the danger and not say frivolously, but we get to explore and realize that it's not as dangerous as we thought it was. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
like that wasn't even fear; that was more anxiety and curiosity.
Just
So
something of the unknown, man.
facts, and once
Oh, he's frozen.
Uh-oh.
Still ain't pay that Verizon bill.
It seemed like it's a little delay on it too, though, but he just froze up. Can you
Yeah,
hear me, ST? No. So how we gonna do
well, I was about to end it anyway because I'm getting sick of y'all. I mean,
it? Oh shit.
I
This
was
nigga
literally,
got
I was,
wild jokes.
I was literally going to ask, like, if there's anything else that, like, y'all want to, discuss, or anything else that you want to tell the people, like, as far as anything coming up.
I
That we
mean,
have.
yeah, you could just keep your eyes and ears open to our social medias.
Yeah.
Instagram, General Steele, Tech Smokey Lie. We got some Paris runs coming up. We got some Miami joints, of course, like you said, the Rock the Bells cruise coming up. And is what's most important right now is Infinity album is right now. You can go get that. We got a limited bundle edition on SmifN-Wessun.com that I think the people will enjoy for some nostalgia. Got a cassette tape player in there. You get a T-shirt, autograph, postcards, and then just let us know what's your favorite joint. Holler at us.
Remember, people, SmifNWessun.com. If you can't spell it, just do a search.
Yeah, it's not Smith. It's not
Yeah.
SMITH.
SMIF Smith.
There you go.
Wait for now.
Boom bang. Yeah.
Now I guess his connection left. So, well, the
Yeah,
funny
I
thing
don't
is
even
that,
see him on the screen.
yeah, maybe, like, I don't know, but whatever. But appreciate your time. Good luck with everything. I'm gonna see you around somewhere somehow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I hated seeing you at the Ralph McDaniels, but it was other people watching, so I had to stop and give you a five in front, like, you know what I mean? Nah, it's
Once,
all good.
yeah, once again, Infinity. People go to the site, pick it up. If
Yeah.
Smith West is in your time, definitely check them out. And all social media, General Steel, Smokey La,
Tech
and
Smokey Lie.
yeah, and like I said, thanks again, and for everybody else, my friends are better than yours, and until you show me otherwise, I'm gonna believe that. So once
Yeah.
again, thank you, and till next time.
Thank you, brother.
Nah,
Salute.
no problem. Till next
All
time.
right.
Peace.